Hey, it is Pebbles at One Room Cabin in the Irrelevant View, and today we are thrilled to have a live studio audience with us. So, and we're only 4 episodes in, so that's pretty epic. So that's really great. And we have a special guest with us on the panel who's only going to sit a short time. He's always been with us, I guess.
Yes. He's just louder now than he used to be.
So do you want to introduce your special bundle?
This is Benaiah.
Yay!
Can you see him? And he is 12 days old today.
Wow.
So
And she had him at home.
I did, which
So
was
she's-
actually very relaxing. We'll come back to
Not what I've heard.
Come back to that. If you
well,
believe
depending
that.
on what part of delivery you're talking about, it was relaxing. I did have him at home, and it was not an accident. It was on purpose.
So you give your kids weird names.
Yes.
That's your kind of tradition.
Yeah,
Not
it
only
is.
do you have them in bathtubs, but then you name
I
them
know.
weird things.
Actually, when my first son, whose name is Bezalel, was born, we call him Bez. But I was talking to somebody, and she said, "Oh, I didn't even know he would." Oh, because we were in the same, lived in the same town, and she said, "I didn't even know there was another baby born that day," because she had had a baby the same day. And Brandon, my husband, said, "Well, that's because he was born at home." And she goes, "Oh." And then she quickly changed the subject to ask me what his name was. And I said, Bezalel. And she goes, "Oh." And I told Brandon later, I felt like I need to say, "We have electricity, like we use running water." We did this on purpose, I promise. We love modern things. We just really like being at home and Bible names, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and have you dubbed a nickname yet?
No, nothing really seems to fit. We just keep calling him Benaiah. Naya, I guess. But
I love Naya.
Naya, yeah. It's easy.
He doesn't love that so much.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was Benaiah, so we're glad that you got an opportunity to finally meet him on the outside.
Yeah, I was
versus-
glad to meet him on the outside.
And you look so different now.
Yeah.
I wish I got in a bathtub and could come out skinny. I gotta figure that out.
There's a trick to
Yeah,
that.
there's a trick to that. What's the trick?
Well, moving on then, we're going to go ahead and get started with our intro, so we're going to shoot it to Twyla. And so today we're talking about relaxing and how to find rest. So I think
Sure.
it's only appropriate that we start off with our intros. Have you ever done a spa treatment or have a good spa story? Or what's the strangest spa treatment you've ever heard? Anything like that?
My name is Twyla. I don't believe in other people touching me. So no.
Note to self.
Yeah, note to everyone. No, I have never done a spa treatment, and that would be on my list of like, if anybody ever wanted to torture me for information, a spa would be a great way to do it. I mean, I get pedicures, and that's like the extent of people touching me. And even then, I'm like, can you do it without actually, having your hand on me in any way? And so, but one of my friends who's in another country, she was telling us, because she knows how much it would be torture to me, that their spas are like everything down and everything scrubbed. And yeah, I know. That's why God has called me to America. I love America.
All right, Lindsay.
My name is Lindsay, yeah, and I would say that when it comes to that, and actually a lot of other things, I'm probably the polar opposite of Twyla, because I absolutely love it. And I don't think, I had never gone to one or had a massage or anything until I got married. And now Brennan is like, he's like, "Oh, you should go in and get a massage. You should." He buys me gift certificates for him.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if he thinks I'm high-strung or like stressed out a lot or something, but he's always like, "Oh, you should do this." And so I really love them. I think they're great. I think the strangest, I don't know, the weirdest experience I had was when I was pregnant last time. I went in for a pregnancy massage, and all of a sudden I almost passed out. Like, it was supposed to be really relaxing, but unconscious is not the same. And it was not, and I had to tell the lady, "I think I'm gonna faint. Like, I think we better stop for a while because something is wrong with me." I was fine. I just needed some water, and then it was fine. But anyway.
That's a powerful massage.
She was very good at her job.
She gets bigger tips
Yeah,
when you go
yeah.
unconscious.
Yeah, it's much easier on her too.
Well, my name is Pebbles, and I am actually along the same lines as Twyla. I it's really bizarre because my love language is actually physical touch, but I realize that's only if it's my husband touching me, like in our relationship. But the rest of my relationships is not physical touch. So for me, I have no desire to go in for a massage. I hate my feet touched. In fact, I have a weird little toe, and if anybody touches it, it's like annoyed for 4 days. Like that toe is raging mad, and I can't wear shoes. It's horrible. So I don't want pedicures. I think manicures are painful. Like my sister and I always say good touch, bad touch, because it's like, don't touch me, period. Because it's just usually painful and hurts when people touch you. And so I'm the same way. And I think this whole concept of couple massages is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. Because I always thought a couple massage sounded nice until I found out you just both lay on a table and somebody else rubs you. I thought like you went in a room and you both had like access to like body oils and you like do the back rub for each other. I didn't know strangers came in and rubbed you down at the same time. And I think that's horrifying.
I bet that's somewhere in our minister credentials.
It's
not
allowed.
I don't
it
think
sounds
so. Yeah.
very liberal.
Yeah.
And so I please nobody ever buy me a massage ever.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I guess my biggest, I don't know, when I came back from my massage, I felt like I'd been run over. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like I have a good pain tolerance, and I've been told that, like, I have a good pain tolerance. However, I went in for a deep tissue massage not knowing how deep they actually go. And it took me at least a week and a half to recover. And I could go exercise and put myself through that pain. Like, by myself, you know? So for me, it was not very relaxing, although I've had other treatments where I really did enjoy it. So I think it's just kind of more of what people want. I've had a facial done before that oh man, I could have that done for an hour. But as far as touch goes, I'm not a touchy person either. I don't like to be touched as well.
So what we're saying, if anybody wants to touch someone, please touch
Please
Lindsay.
do.
Yeah.
I love hugs.
Okay, well that's it for our intros today. Coming up next is our rant or rave. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Irrelevant View. Coming up next is our rant or rave, and we're going to kick it off with Tanya today.
All right, I want to rave about something that I picked up when I was really, really hungry. And I'm a foodie, and I'm a chunky monkey, and I love food, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So there are these little packages of brownie brittle, and I saw it in the gas station, and it was calling out to me, and I just straight for it. They also have cookie brittle, and I think there was some that had toffee in it. Mine that I had was a brownie brittle that had sea salt caramel in it.
Wow.
It was delicious.
Wow.
Absolutely delicious.
So
I
it's
got
like
rid of
peanut
it.
brittle, only it's brownies? Is that what it is?
It's for the brownie lover who
Okay.
likes the edge of the crust of the brownies. So if you're a softie, like my husband, he loves soft things.
Yeah.
I mean, bread,
I like
everything.
crispy.
I like the crispy.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Okay,
So-
what gas station
Yeah, I
is
was
this
just gonna
at?
say,
I found them like pretty much in every gas station. I've been going to.
Really?
I've been traveling a lot, so
Yeah.
Right.
I hit everyone along the way.
Nice. Thank you, North Dakota.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get us some.
Okay,
Yeah.
Definitely.
that's next week.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
segment.
I like to share my pounds.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll take it. We'll just go sit in a bathtub. Apparently it
that's
does like
right.
miracles.
All it takes.
It's miracles. Okay. Well, today mine is actually a combo of a rant and a rave. Okay, so these are my son's jeans, and notice the big old hole in the knee in this one. All of his jeans look like this, and I'm starting to seriously go zonkers because I have to pick out his clothes in the morning, and I just have this thing about him wearing holey jeans. I don't know why. I buy them with holes in for my 15-year-old. But for my 7-year-old, I'm like, no, you can't have holes in your jeans. And so I've been just hacking them off and then throwing out the things. But I heard about something that got me really excited, and it's called Soul Hope. And what it is it's people who are ordering patterns from an organization, soulhope.org, and you can cut out the bottoms of soles for shoes for kids in Uganda. And so what they do is they make these special shoes to prevent jiggers getting in their feet, which is like this really sharp, I describe it like a tick that burrows into their feet and it lays eggs and is causing infections because they don't have shoes. So now my kid gets like little hipster shorts, like cutoffs, kind of like the 70s, they're back again. And so I just cut off the pant legs, and then you can order these templates and you just cut them out and you stack them together and you mail them to Uganda, and you can like have shoes made out of your leftover denim. So if your kids are outgrowing their jeans, it's something you can do. If you just had a baby and you don't need those maternity jeans anymore, you can cut out all these templates and send them to Uganda.
You download a pattern or
You
something?
have to order it. So you can
Okay.
actually, they're called Parties with a Purpose, and you can bring like 10 friends over and sit down and cut up denim, and
great.
then you just put all those templates together and mail them, and they make shoes. So mine,
That's
like I
great.
said, was kind of a double, a rant and a rave. I'm so tired of holes, but now you're kind of like, well, if you regret the hole, then you're just selfish.
That's
So,
right. Then you don't care about poor little children
you
in
don't.
Africa.
So you almost
You
want to
only-
buy jeans
yeah.
now with like a good hole started,
Yeah.
but not fully worn in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh,
Right.
that's awesome.
That's you.
I have a rant today, and I just need to rant about all these people that run by my front living room window all the time. They exercise, but the problem is I don't. That's not the only problem. I really like to sit in my living room and like drink coffee and just relax, you know, and I find it very soothing and to just enjoy the morning sunshine and like sit there and drink
Yeah.
coffee. And I'm minding my own business, and here's all these overachievers running
Running
by my
right
window.
by your window.
And they
And
ruin your
then
relaxation,
I
don't
can't
they?
relax. I
Yeah.
can't eat a donut. I can't drink my coffee. I can't watch the TV. Like, you know, like all
Yeah.
these things. It really ruins
It's
my
so
day.
rude.
And so, but it is. It's
Yeah.
very actually selfish.
Yeah.
That they, you know, there's tracks for
That
a
they're
reason.
pushing their exercise on you.
That's right.
Yeah. So I have to see it all the time.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we have a back living room that only faces the backyard. And so
Where
now
nobody plays.
we are, yes, nobody, well, sometimes.
We should come out with
I
like
don't.
some sorts of signs to put in the lawns
Yeah.
that say
like-
runners you know,
Beware.
Runners
Yeah,
beware.
runners beware.
Beware.
Yeah.
That's really the only
You know
thing.
what?
'cause-
I could borrow you my Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah, I am
and
one
you could make
jogger
a lot
away.
of relaxation out of that
Yeah.
time. You know,
Well-
just sit there and as they come by.
I think it'd be worse if like you were giving birth and then these people are running by and it's like, really?
Seriously.
I'm doing
What do
real
you
work
want
in
from
here.
me? Yeah, this is not easy.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we have a little back living room, and so now all of our furniture is in the back. And I can't see anything but my backyard and my big screen TV.
Wonderful.
Well, I have a rave today, and this is going to shock you guys because Tanya is our fashionista. I'm the one they experiment on.
Yes.
I started wearing makeup when I was like 30 or something. So, but
She
today,
pretends she doesn't like
yeah,
it.
what?
She pretends she doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's right.
She loves
That's
when we put
it.
the scarves on her.
Really? Yeah. But for Easter, my mom gave me this amazing thing. Not just a tweezer, and you know how moms do that sometimes.
It's
hint,
so
hint.
pretty.
You need this, child.
For your unibrow.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
right. Sorry, I haven't told you sooner. But it's a light up tweezers.
What?
I mean, coolest thing ever, right? So, I mean, don't experiment
very
on me now
nervous that
because
she's
I haven't
sitting by
used it
me.
for.
Lean into the monitor. I want to see
Yeah,
how
let's
this
go
works.
ahead.
Let's do Lindsay.
And
Needs to be
let's.
experimented. I've had a lot of pain
You
lately.
usually, yeah.
Go to the next
You
person.
usually do it. You usually do it. I've also found it handy this year in pulling gray hairs. That's been awesome. And so I encourage everyone to get these and just call my mom to find out where. Because I'm sorry, I have really no information on this.
But you love it.
Yeah, it was probably at some drugstore because my mom frequents those. So,
For drugs.
so she's a nurse. She's a nurse. She's a nurse.
That's much
Mom's a nurse.
clearer.
So anyways, light up tweezers, the new cool thing.
That is really awesome.
Yeah, look at me bringing a beauty tip to the
Yay.
ages.
I know what to get you
Yeah.
now for your next
Really
big
excited.
birthday. There. Well, that's it for Rant or Rave. Stay tuned for That's Life. Welcome back to One Room Cabin and the Irrelevant View. Next, we are going to talk about That's Life. And I think one of the really difficult things about life, especially for women in ministry, is talking about how to find time to relax. It's just not always easy. We kind of get so busy doing things for God that we almost forget that God can't use us if we're completely burnt out and saying, I want to quit every day. And so today we're just going to talk about ways that we can find room to relax in our lives, and how do you make time in your schedule? How do you actually decompress after a long, hard day or maybe a lot of time on the road? So any ideas, ladies?
Well, I think something that we've talked about, just as friends, we've talked about quite extensively, is the whole thing of introvert-extrovert and how we relax differently depending on who we are. Again, Lindsay and I have the exact same sense of humor, but everything else is totally opposite between us. But Lindsay is an extreme extrovert, and that doesn't just mean how loud we are or how quiet we are. A lot of times when people say introvert or extrovert, they're thinking introverts must be quiet.
Right.
I introduce myself as the loudest introvert that you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Because really, relaxation has to do with what fuels us. And I am fueled by being alone, which is really good because I'm single. And so it's really
not
good.
so good because you're going to stay single that way.
Yeah, that's right. But so I like people. I like to be around people. But then in order to recharge, I have to have space. And so even just the last 4 days was full of people. So last night it was really important to me that I had, a lot of space and didn't have to see anyone unless they're, in a screen. And then I'm okay. But Lindsay, on the other hand, is opposite. And to recharge, she would need people around. So I think it's knowing who we are is a big part of how we relax, and just saying that, it's okay, no matter what that,
It kind of breaks down to
Yeah.
there's no standard model for
Yeah.
each person. We are each going to find a way to relax differently. And if you don't know who you are, maybe ask your mother. It is one of those things where I'm loud, I love people, but I drain very quickly. And in fact, when we have tours at Project Ignite Light, I almost immediately go to my house afterwards and take a nap because I'm just so zapped. Or after a speaking engagement, I fall asleep on the way home in the car because I just cannot handle that interaction. And my family always makes fun of me because my phone is constantly in my hand because I zone out and I just no nonsense scrolling because I don't have to think. Yeah. And so my brain can just flip through and let other things. So I don't talk to my family in the car really. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of key moments. No big mom points on that one. But I get in the car and I'm just like, boom, boom, because I've been surrounded by people, and in the car my family loves me enough to know that mom just needs some time. Thank God for DVD players.
Tanya, which are you?
I'm half introvert, half extrovert. So for me, I love being around people. It fuels me. But I also enjoy those moments too where I can just be home with my husband and just chilling in our one-room cabin.
All 30 feet that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we enjoy that just as much as going out. But because my husband and I are very different in that, there's a lot of give and take on even Saturdays and Sundays. How do you balance out when your husband wants to stay home, but you're like, let's go party, And so there's a lot of give and take, but again, it's respecting that. And I feel like, especially in a marriage and even a friendship, to honor that and to respect each other in that, and not to, I think sometimes us ladies can also get so caught up in well, they don't want to spend time with me, or there's just that kind of thing.
It's so funny because I have a whole family, I would say, and extended family probably, of extroverts, but I married a introvert.
You didn't marry me.
This type of introvert.
Yeah.
It's a whole different show.
Yeah. We don't have time for that. Yeah. But Brandon, if we're, he loves my family, but we're always jumping and running and yelling and screaming, we were all 4-year-olds, seriously, all the time. But then by the end of the day, Brandon's like, I really don't mind if you stay and hang out, but maybe I could just take a nap. And I'm like, yeah, but that's how he recharges.
Right,
but me, I do not find it relaxing to be by myself. Even if I'm at home and Brandon is out of town, I honestly will keep my 2-year-old up till midnight because I don't want to be by myself, but I'm not ready to go to bed. It's not.
You had children just so you could
I'm so
always
glad
be
that
next
we
to-
both have mommy wins in this episode.
It's not good parenting. I would love
So when you guys are feeling, we talk about being relaxed, some of the practical things we do. What about some of the spiritual things when we're feeling overwhelmed? When you're feeling like overwhelmed or on edge, I made mention earlier today that I'm kind of on edge today.
Yeah.
When you guys are feeling that sense where like just anything can kind of set you off, is there a scripture maybe that, if we could all maybe just share a scripture, something that
Yep.
we use to meditate on when we're feeling like that? Pebbles is bringing hers up
Right
right
away,
now.
yeah.
Pebbles, what do you think about? What do you meditate
Well,
on?
because here's my problem. A lot of times, because I don't want to have to think, and I always worry that if I'm going to dive into my Bible, my brain's going to spin on all these different things, and I'm going to be wanting to write another sermon or something like that. And so I always think like, oh, I need rest, so I just want to binge watch Netflix.
Yeah.
And that doesn't actually, it gives me rest, but it's also not helping me recharge for my
Sure.
spiritual side.
Yeah.
And so I have kind of an unconventional rest verse. It's actually in Mark 6, and it starts in verse 30. It says, "The apostles gathered around Jesus and reported to him all they had done and taught." 31, "Then because so many people were coming and going that they did not even have a chance to eat, he said to them, 'Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest.'" And what stuck out to me the first time I read that, when I was just exhausted, they had been doing ministry, they were really excited, but they still had all these people who were kind of sucking the life out of them. That's how I took it, because that's how it happens to me. But he said, "Come with me." Like, he didn't tell them to just go find a quiet spot, each to our own. He said,
good.
"Come with me by yourself to a quiet place and get some rest." And so Jesus is telling us, like, come with me. Like, if you spend time with me, by yourself with me, you're going to have some deep rest. And I loved that, because all of a sudden I went, okay, Lord, I feel like a lot of times I'm sitting quietly with Darren binge watching TV or something, just quietly with my family. But if I just take that time to get away and sit quietly with Jesus, then I have that opportunity to really get some rest.
Yeah. That's good. Tanya.
For me, my scripture is based on the fact that I'm a thinker and I can overthink, and that tends to drain me probably the most. Just because I feed off of a lot of people, so if I see a kid on the street who's not getting fed or something's going wrong, I easily attach that to myself, and then I think about it constantly. And then there's just different things, even personality conflicts or whatever, that I carry so much in my mind. And I know I've talked about this a lot, and Pebbles probably knows a little bit, but I have really unrealistic expectations for myself. And so a lot of times I feel like that is a problem in my mind, obviously. And so for me, I think the biggest struggle and the strain that I don't feel relaxed is that fight of the mind, that battlefield that's going on in there. It's a struggle for me, and I'm just being honest and open. But the thought life, the negativities sometimes ring louder than the positives. And so I have to constantly remind myself.
And it is constantly mentally,
Yeah.
it drains you physically.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
sure.
and it defeats me even sometimes waking up. Like, I have to immediately go, okay, today's a different day. Like, don't look back, don't let
Yeah.
your mind govern. Walk in peace. And this is exactly what it is. It's Romans 8:6. The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace. And so for me, it's being renewed in His presence and asking the Holy Spirit just to take over my thought life. And I know I've talked to a couple friends struggling with the same thing currently, and it just seems like that's one area, especially for for me, because I'm a very outgoing person, but I'm not always secure in myself. So those types of things really attack my mind a lot of times, but more because of my own expectations, not on anybody else, but myself.
Right.
Sure.
And so the only choice that I have is to find that relaxation in quieting myself and just being in the Spirit, really like praying in the Spirit and asking the Holy Spirit just to guide my thoughts and
That's really good.
I think mine, at least right now in life, is Isaiah 26:3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. And the next verse says, trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord himself is the rock eternal. And for myself, that one, it was probably a couple months ago, I was going to say the other day, but I wrote it out on an index card. It's posted in my house, where we can see it all the time, because I was feeling stressed out because I was about 7 months pregnant, and my house was in the process of being fixed up.
Remodeled. You
Remodeled.
remodeled
Completely overhauled.
while you were
There-
7 to 9 months pregnant. Let's clarify.
There were a lot of 2x4s and very little sheetrock in my house at the time. And I was feeling a little stressed out because I thought it might be, it's not exactly fun to have a 2-year-old in the middle of a remodel because he really likes to climb and play with hammers and things like that.
He's just thrown up a few walls for you.
Just a few, tearing them down. But, and then I thought, oh, good, I'm going to have a baby soon, too. In theory, at home. I don't really know how this is going to work. And, Brennan's really good at doing stuff like that, but he was trying to do a lot of it himself and work at the same time, And so it seemed like it was going slow for a while, and I was like, he'll keep me in peace. And it was hard to relax in that because I couldn't keep it clean. Bez he'd sit on the floor and stand up covered in sawdust, all the time. So that was awesome. But it was really hard for me to feel relaxed and peaceful and stuff. And I memorized this verse, and it just really calmed me down because I was trusting God. I was believing God that the house would be done before the baby came, and we're waiting on kitchen cabinets, but that's about it. So,
but I think you said something really key right there is that she memorized it, and you were really putting it to memory. And so often we will we'll read something, but then we'll just move on.
Yeah.
But if we continue to meditate on the word and we keep that in us, you can't help but go back to
and
you're
it came
lining
to me
your
all the
thinking
time.
with that.
Yeah, even it was nice because I had it written out so that I could see it. But even when I wasn't looking at it, it was coming to mind all the time, and it did make me feel a lot more relaxed and a lot more peaceful in the midst of chaos.
So did you put it on the bathtub wall then?
No, it was actually on the bathroom mirror, but then we tore out that bathroom.
Well, for me, I'm a highly organized, slightly OCD person.
No.
And so, maybe more than slightly
Don't
OCD.
believe it.
And so when I get the most overwhelmed or stressed is when I feel behind on my to-do list because I like to conquer things and get things done. And so really a passage that's been on my mind a lot lately is in Psalm 1. It says, blessed is the woman, my version, who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. In his law he meditates day and night. And this is really the verse that stuck out. He shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water that brings forth fruit in its season, whose leaf shall not wither, and whatever he does will prosper. That part that brings its fruit in its season is really what's been sticking out to me lately because I like to be fruitful all the time. And so if I feel like I'm behind or I'm in a season where I'm just going through motions, but I'm not seeing results because I'm that type of person, that I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything and I don't feel fruitful. And one day I was reading that passage, and which I've read, hundreds of times, and that part where it says bears its fruit in its season really stuck out to me. That we're going to have different seasons in life. And I was reading a book by Alicia Britt Chole, and it talked about a tree may be bare, but it doesn't mean it's barren.
Yeah.
And so there's seasons in our lives where we're going to feel like we're barren because the tree is bare. But really, we're not barren. It's just that season, and we're preparing for the next. And so that's been real encouraging to me, probably in the last 6 months or so, and really brought me a lot of peace when I'm in those times where I feel like, where's the fruit? Where's the fruit? Working, and where's the fruit? And so that's really helped me.
She used to make me make lists too. She would say, did you write this down?
Lindsay used to work for me.
You have a sheet of paper and it's just squiggle
no,
marks.
No,
all
Lindsay
over.
would know when I would get really stressed out, I get even more detailed. So I'd be like, cut this out. with a scissors.
When you go to the bathroom, shut the door.
Shut the door, yeah.
Okay, thank
I
you.
get like more details when I'm stressed out.
It was
It's
super
really
helpful.
fun to do
Yeah.
life with me.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
No, it was awesome. Actually.
But actually, I do love that in this season and what you said, because I'm that same way. I always want to bear fruit. Like, I want to be productive all the time.
Yeah.
And especially because I'm a procrastinator, I am one of those people who is very unorganized. And so I start to feel like people are looking for me to be productive. And they're like, my husband used to say, "What'd you do today?" And really, he was just meaning like, "How was your day?" But I thought
And
he
you
was
said,
like,
I dreamed up another dream of another building we could buy.
I thought we could do this. If the sky's the limit, we're buying out Disneyland. But I would just sit there and I would go, well, I did the dishes and I changed the baby 20 times, and I would go down this list of stuff that I was
Sure.
like, look how productive I was. And then one day he came in and he was like, "What'd you do today?" And I blew up and I'm like, "What'd you do?" You know, like, I got all snarky and he was like, "Not a good day? Like, what's going on?" And then finally I realized, like, it was even just the way he was approaching me.
Sure.
And I said, "I need you from now on when you come home at the end of the day to say, 'How was your day?'"
that's good.
Just like changing that wording. Because there is something about wanting to feel like you're productive, and you just can't be productive every single day. Well, those are really good points. And so I'm kind of excited to hear from you guys what you do to relax. And I think not just how people relax, but I would love to hear your verses on what helps you to find that peace and that rest in God. So instead of how you relax, why don't you, if you want to be entered into our giveaway, which is this cutie patootie little bucket here with like little spa stuff for your feet. If you don't have a icky toe like I have, you'll love like these little toe dividers. I hate them. But if you want to be entered for that, you can go ahead and comment below this video on our post or on Facebook, Irrelevant Viewer One Room Cabin, your favorite verse that you find peace and rest in. So that's how you can get entered for that. And that's it for That's Life. Coming up next is Life and Style.
Welcome back, ladies. It's Life and Style, and today we're talking about coconut oil.
Woo!
All right, so you have a spoon in front of you.
Ah.
It all makes sense.
Some coconut oil.
We're going to eat it or
Yes.
put it on
Oh.
Here's the thing.
various
There's many uses for coconut oil, but today, today we're gonna test it.
We're just going to eat coconut
Yeah.
oil.
Well, you don't actually eat it though, do you?
No.
Some people do.
Some
We
people
have
drink it
yeah.
in their coffee.
I've put it in my coffee
Yeah,
before.
you
Yeah,
do.
I'm such an exotic person.
So you've tried
Coconut coffee and
oil?
cheeseburgers. That's pretty much my life.
Yeah, and I've made cookies out of coconut oil.
Okay, yeah.
So you
bake
can
them.
actually eat it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because the way
What do you think? Coconuts are poisonous?
no, here's the thing. Because the way I heard about
I
coconut
am from
oil,
America.
No, so the way I heard about coconut oil is I've heard about it as oil pulling, and so I was using like this Crest toothpaste stuff, and it had these little specks in it, and then I
Yeah.
found out those little specks were
Yeah.
like plastic,
Yeah.
and my gums were starting bleeding as I
Yeah.
was using it, so I started researching it, and so I bought it to give myself whiter teeth, and instead I gave myself like gum disease.
Yeah.
Actually. And so I wanted to try coconut oil because I heard it's great for your teeth.
Like
It
brush
help-
your teeth with it?
Yeah, like you pull with it.
For 20
No,
minutes.
okay,
like who
what is
Yeah,
pulling?
Oil pulling is basically when you put coconut oil and you swish it around in your mouth for about 20 minutes,
Yep.
and then you spit it back out.
20 minutes?
And it holds the toxins
And you're supposed to
in
swish
that.
it through your teeth, and it's
Like pull it back
Yeah,
and
it's
forth.
like-
Have
Does
to work
root
your
beer
way
work
up.
for this? Because I would go ahead and try
I wish.
root beer pulling.
I
or
would do
something.
that
Yeah.
one too. I'm a little bit cautious of
Yeah.
that, so I'm
I
glad we're
can't even
trying
handle
this.
mouthwash for like more than 30 seconds. Okay, let's dive in.
Here we go. One,
Here
two. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, I'm not all about just eating the raw coconut oil.
I love it.
I can't even swish. It's so bad.
Wow, this is a great episode, guys.
Like, are you pulling it back and forth? And it doesn't make you gag.
Look at her face.
You're not enjoying it, obviously, though.
Wow.
But that's really impressive because that was like gag moment. Like,
But if you put it on your hands,
I love it in my
Okay,
hands.
I'll try my hands.
Okay, I had like an itchy scalp once, you know. I mean, I didn't have lice.
How much did you put on your hands?
This is just,
Oh my gosh, look how like.
yeah, it's like so wonderful. But I've used it on my, like, you can use it to like keep down like flyaways. Man,
It like really
I hate
dissolves.
spas, but man, coconut oil.
Okay, it does have like the smell of like your one like cookies. I could see cookies, and it does have the like suntan lotion.
And you know what?
So it's
you kind of feel like a
therapeutic.
bodybuilder now. Like you're all
You're
greased
all
up.
oily.
Yay!
Like Twyla's got like
Yeah.
a natural
We need
glow.
to back up. This
That's right.
is the
I'm gonna
weirdest
use
spa
this for
experience.
my new eHarmony profile pictures.
She's glowing.
greased
She's
up.
all glowy, like.
Oh, actually, it's farmersonly.com because I need somebody to mow my lawn this summer.
That's
so
true.
where I'm
That's
at right
true.
now.
So maybe you can talk about the
Farmers
benefits
are-
on like. Okay, do we have
I
those
do not
paper
like
towels?
coconut oil. Coconut normally.
I think this is probably the grossest thing we've done. And we ate those Easter Bunny wafers on the last one,
Yeah.
and this is much sicker. This is
Really?
gross.
Really? You guys
Um,
don't like it, huh?
I'm kind of, I guess my gums are just gonna keep bleeding because there's
Yeah,
no
I
way this is gonna happen.
Like, it's great. Like, I used it on dry feet. I'm feeling like the diva of the group all of a sudden.
know,
Like,
all
you
of a
know?
sudden you're-
All of a sudden, I'm like tweezing my eyebrows, putting coconut oil on.
And it's true, my hands are super soft right now.
Yeah.
So this jar won't go to waste. I would just rather gargle peroxide.
The only thing that's actually grosser than this to me right now is the fact that we have a bucket of spit on the table.
Well, and actually that's it for the Irrelevant View today. So we're gonna just leave you with that. Make sure if you want to get entered into that giveaway that you, again, leave a comment and
Or upload your video of you spitting coconut oil into a cup.
you know what, if you
can
do that, like seriously, I'll send you something.
Yeah.
I don't care how many hits we get, you will get a reward if I see you.
If you can do 20 minutes. If you can
Yes.
do 20 minutes, yeah. we'll
And you
reward
post that on Instagram, yeah, I'll send you one of these unless we run out. First come, first serve.
Yeah.
Limited quantities. But if you want to get entered into a clean bucket giveaway of spa
Clean
stuff, brand new, never spit in, leave a comment of your favorite verse, and you can be entered for that drawing.
Oh
So
my goodness.
thanks again. Stay tuned for our next episode. We don't know when that'll be, but I'm sure it's coming your way
It will
soon.
not involve coconut oil.
It will not.
But we promise we'll spit something.
No, we don't.
We'll see.
And on that note,
Bye.
bye.